Today I'm going to be discussing how to optimize your booking process in DJ Event Planner. This is going to be a bit of a tutorial today because I'll be showing you how I've set it up for maximum efficiency, so I have to send the minimum number of emails and I keep the most contact with my clients. These are two of my most important things that I get out of DJ Event Planner. So let's turn around, head to my computer behind me, and take a look at how you can set up some of these automations for yourself. The reason I'm starting with a presentation is because I want to explain to you guys how this is going to work. First, if you're watching this video in 2020, you've likely been affected by the coronavirus. And that's my main priority with this video, is to show you how you can still book events using DJ Event Planner. And this is very useful because it makes things easier for me and my clients. So the client has the convenience that they can just go online and sign, and they don't have to worry about mailing it to me or anything, and then they just have to worry about that with the deposit. And then I have the convenience that I get the contracts back faster, and I have better contact and a better relationship with the client because of it. Let's take a look at this flowchart first of all. Let's just start here at the top. The first thing that you're going to do, and this is just generally a DJ Event Planner thing, to send an e-contract, you have to send it using an email. So you set up an email template, which we'll do in a moment, and you say, please sign the contract, and then you add this e-signature link. I'll be showing you how to do all of these things, so don't worry. You're going to have the contract be sent and trigger a booking helper when this email is sent with the contract. So this document here is the contract in the email that gets sent, and the booking helper will be triggered by the email. You don't have to set your things up specifically like this either. This is just how I have mine set up. I'll try and be a little bit general in ways that you can set things up here as well. But so you get this booking helper triggered that's going to set in DJ Event Planner the date that the contract was sent, so that you don't have to go in and manually set it. When you send that email, the booking helper is going to send that, it's going to set it as contract sent today. Then the customer gets the contract in the email, they click the link, they go to sign it, or they don't sign it. For whatever reason, they see the email, forget to sign it, whatever. And this is where it becomes really effective, because if the document is signed at any point within, I have mine set for 7 days before it expires, then they get an email after it's signed, and it's also going to set the event date as like contract signed on this day or booked on this day. Whatever you want to do with it is really up to you. But and then it's going to send them an email automatically as well when that contract is signed that says, please send me your deposit right here. Now there's another pathway that it takes. If the contract is not signed, which is here, they get an email reminder when they have, say, 4 or 5 days left to sign the contract. If they sign it at that point, they go back into the signed area, and they go down this pipeline that puts them to the email that says, please send deposit. Same thing with the 2-day reminder email. You only have 2 days left until your contract expires, and then it sends them down this pathway to signed if they sign it, and they get the email, please send deposit. You don't need to worry about that, so it just sends them the email no matter what if they sign it. If they don't sign it at the end of the 7 days, then the contract becomes expired. Now, I don't have anything set up for this because I don't run into it really ever with the online contracts. If they do go to expired, personally, like I said, I don't do anything with that. But you can also configure it so that you come down to another email that says your contract is expired, please send me an email or reply to this email to get a new one and make sure that your event date is still available. So the first thing you're going to want to get set up in DJ Event Planner is all your emails and stuff that's going to be sent by some sort of trigger. So your document, your contract, and pretty much your emails. So to set those up, we'll start with the document by going to Setup, Documents. You get here, and you just hit Add Template, and then you get onto this page, and you can fill in your contract details. If you're watching this video, I assume you have a contract already. Just go copy and paste that right in here, and you can add your logo and everything like that. One specific thing that you can do on your contract is go in and put these merge tags just by using these two wizards here. You can use just merge tags or the merge tag wizard, whatever works for you, but put in event date, all these things that you have within DJ Event Planner for your client so that you have everything already set up and auto-filled and you don't have to do things manually, because again, that's way more work than what you need. But blah blah blah, here's a contract. So once you have your contract set up, you're going to want to come over to emails, because we need to set up 4 emails here. So let's do that quick. And the first one you're going to want to set up, now that you have your contract set up, is the notification that you're going to send to them manually with the contract. The first thing, hey, please sign your contract as soon as possible. Here's what I put in. Feel free to put in whatever you'd like. And then to get this, you just have to go to the e-signature document links and then select the document, and it will automatically add it in right here. Add your email signature and you're all set. Don't have this scheduled or anything, and basically all these settings, scheduling, all that type of stuff is not important. Once you have that set up, you're going to want to set up contract received notification, which is this one here, and it just says contract received, next step. All this stuff here, you can read it, pause the video, whatever. The scheduling, again, does not need to be customized, so we're all set there. Once you have that set up, I would recommend you continue to set up in here the next 2 expiration notifications. So you have 4 days here, so you just come in and add a new email. I'm emailing you, your contract expires in 4 days. You can make this a lot fancier. But yeah, basically, and then you just add that e-signature link again. Gonna do the same thing here. Basically just duplicate that one and say, well, you only have 2 days now. These are also specific templates that you need to use scheduling. So for mine, it's 3 days after the contract has been sent, which means that they have 4 days left to sign it. Same thing with the other one, and just make sure it's put as after that contract sent date here, because this is what's going to be set up by Booking Helper. Now we need to go configure that Booking Helper. So we're going to go to Application and come down to Booking Helpers, and you can see I have a bunch in here, but down here I have the contract sent and date one. So basically I'm going to come in and just show you. It just says contract sent and date. It doesn't show a button anywhere for me. What it does is it just literally sets the contract sent date to current date when it's triggered. Then you just have to go into the emails and find your contract send email, which for me is this one. It's contract notification. And then you're going to go into settings, scroll down, and after sending the email, you're going to run the Booking Helper contract send date. That's what it's called for me. It may be different for you. You can also set the booking status to contract sent. Then you want to come over to your documents and go to your contract. And on your contract, you're going to go to settings, or actually e-signature, and scroll all the way down to actions. Once this update event status to is once your document has been signed, what it's going to do. So for me, it's waiting on deposit because I have my DJ Event Planner all customized. Might be booked for you. That's totally up to you. And then I have a custom event date set for contract signed. And then it also runs this Booking Helper contract received. Now you can send the email manually through here, but the reason that I use a Booking Helper is so that the default email gets sent to them with the contract, and then they also get the email from the Booking Helper. So I come over to my Booking Helpers here and put contract received, and then it's just going to send an email, contract received, now send me the deposit, essentially. And so that's if it gets signed. Now if it doesn't get signed, then those 2 emails that you set up already, you just have to customize them however you want for how long it takes from the sent date. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This was a bit of a longer video meant to help you set things up for yourself and also automate things and make your life easier. If you did enjoy it, please leave me a thumbs up on the video. It really helps my videos get seen by other DJs. Also, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. Again, check out the link in the description for a free trial of DJ Event Planner and to see the original video I made on it about a year ago. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so that you can see more videos like this. That's going to be it for this one. I'll see you in the next one, but until next time. Hey,